Welcome to Startups for Breakfast, your go-to destination for navigating the ever-evolving world of entrepreneurship. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to empowering the next generation of innovators and startups by providing invaluable insights from industry experts. We engage in panel discussions and dissect every aspect of startup success, right from conceiving an idea to executing it flawlessly, raising funds, crafting a go-to-market strategy, building a strong brand identity, and achieving operational excellence. Join us as we guide you through the journey of turning your startup dreams into reality, one step at a time.
This is how every startup needs to think in their brand journey.
Differently.
Seldomly that happens. So this is where Why Not Now thought so the vision of Why Not Now is to handhold and help the startups in this particular journey and help the startup space to create a brand narrative, do a brand journey mapping to their products, service, concepts, bring them to a technology or the industry readiness level, which is called that you need to be at least between a number of 4 to 6 out of 10 in the readiness level of the industry, where any fund house will start looking at you. But that never happens if you're not heard, you're not telling your story right, your brand is not visible. So if you want to be starting a successful journey right from the start, the first thing does not start with A, it starts with B. And that stands for brand strategy. So you have to have a brand strategy.
Let me ask you a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Okay. India is a very, very diverse country, right?
Yeah.
We're divided by language. We are divided by zones.
Yep.
We are even divided by the education standards.
Yep.
One of my most popular, the statement which I'm very fond of. You pick up a B.Tech engineer from Delhi,
Yeah.
from Calcutta, from Chennai, from Bangalore, from Jumri Talaya,
Yeah.
or from Coimbatore.
Yep.
They're all B.Tech engineers.
Yep.
I'm just going a hypothetical example. Put them under one roof. You will understand the standards of each of the B.Tech in spite of all of them are undergrads in B.Tech.
Correct.
Understood?
Correct.
Now the second barrier which I find personally during my journey, interacting with many startups and entrepreneurs, their ability to tell a story mostly has to be in English.
Yep.
Yes or no?
Primarily,
Right?
yes. Yeah.
Investors or the ones who are coming in a suit, wearing a tie, and just imagine a guy from Lucknow, or a guy from Madurai, or a guy from Dindigul, or a guy from Cuttack or Bhubaneswar or Jamshedpur or Patna, you name them.
Yep.
The first and foremost thing which he fears is going in front of an audience, selling his idea,
Yeah.
talking
Pitching.
about solving a problem, in spite of, he has got the best of the idea, best of the execution roadmap,
Yeah.
and some of the startups, on account of unable to reach out to the right amount of audience,
Yeah.
gets killed in the bud itself.
100%. You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, for my viewers, what would be your suggestion? If the narrative has to be in English all the time, or you can even think of doing it in vernacular medium?
So that's a pretty interesting question, actually. In fact, it's a pretty interesting view. English, for sure, is important, Ravi. And so this is where I'm saying creating your brand narrative. See, you talked about a lot of B.Techs, or take anyone, from different geography, vernacular regions. See, while their mode of conversations are different, or their inherent area of dialogues are different, but one thing is common: their hunger for success, right? They all have that hunger here. They all want to grow. They all want to make a mark for themselves. But if you want to do that, one thing has to be very clear, what we call as communication. Communication on a broader level, Ravi, has to be a language that cuts across every layer. and stakeholders. See, your customer might even hear you while you are talking to him in a vernacular media. But customer comes when your product is ready, your startup has moved to a journey of commercialization of your product. Before commercializing your product, from the time of instituting a dream of a startup to creating a brand narrative journey of your product or your service or a concept, you have to first put that on a piece of paper, which is therefore your fund houses or your employees or your founder partners, that this is my idea.
Everyone need to understand.
Everybody need to understand. Then it moves ahead. Now you have to take it. I mean, you can't be bootstrapped till a certain time. I mean, definitely you can plan that out.
What I hear from you is, for every startup and every entrepreneur, converting your idea into an execution roadmap in order to seek the right amount of stakeholders, you need to have a pitch doc.
Translation.
And the pitch doc need to be in English. Is that right understanding?
For a majority of startups. See, there might be certain startups which want to play at a very small level, right? Let's say there's a South guy who wants to play in a very South small vicinity and is a very colloquial kind of a startup. You know, he knows his market, he knows his customer, he knows his people who will accompany and partner in his journey. He might still work out his vernacular means. But if you ask me, majority, primarily you need to be in a language which is far stood. Also because you might not only stick to your domestic layer, you might go international sometime. You know, you might go beyond your comfort level of vernacular geography.
Absolutely.
There you require a translation of voice, which primarily should be in English, because your pitching decks, your vision statements, your vision is not only for a particular set of audience. Your vision is for the entire...
It goes beyond boundaries.
100%. So, yes. So the answer would be yes. You should be in a language of choice and acceptance, and English for sure would cut across at every layer. But Ravi, let me add something over here. Communication today is not limited. You know, today you've got there are startups who have created products to even translate your vernacular to language of choice.
Government of India has done a great job.
Yeah, so you've got, so I would not say that English is a limiting factor, but English definitely is a language of choice, which you should be aware of.
I'll take a couple of steps back and slightly to humorous ourselves. What do you think is the branding of Idli as a product?
Idli. Well, this
is the show.
Well,
startups for breakfast, bro.
You know, today, and actually, I tell you something. I went to Bangalore just a couple of months back. I was surprised to see. I mean, till date in North, I used to eat that white idli, right? I saw yellow idlis, orange idlis, this idli. So imagine startups which are a small product like idli, eatable, is converted to dynamic of layers. I mean, that's the power of a startup. That's the power of an idea. Today, any vernacular food is available across country.
Across the country.
You know, believe you me, startup ecosystem today is so dynamic. It's interesting.
Someone with whom I was conversing last week, where I was talking about branding and startup story, etc., etc. So the gentleman just pointed out, tell me the value of Idli as a brand. Tell me the value of dosa as a brand.
Yeah.
You can't even pinpoint that. And how we travel.
100%.
He said that cutting across all the mediums, taste buds are different across the country, cultural dimensions are different, but these two products have gained a very significant brand value. It's intangible. No one can fix a point and say that this is the brand value for them.
Just to tell you, Ravi, I was just hearing somebody on Shark Tank season 3. There was a team of startup called Uncle Peter's Pancake.
Correct, pancake, yeah.
Right. Now imagine, while pancake is a broad subject of taste in India, somebody could take that to an end customer with a very specialized service, right? He is serving a market size of, well, when I say he's serving, means the market size for that particular food is 9,000 crore. And you will have to find your own piece of that market through your product and startup idea.
And the channel and building an
The
ecosystem.
channel. But this will all happen if it was not Uncle Peter's pancake, which is there's a very interesting story that they met an American while they were traveling somewhere who was a specialist of pancake or something, and he was called Peter, right? While they created the product, they couldn't meet this guy Uncle Peter after that, so they kept the name Uncle Peter because they actually gave respect to that guy. But it has become a brand now, Uncle Peter's Pancake. Now, so that is a brand story that they are creating. They're talking about how pancakes are made, what is the significance of taste, how can be different pancakes be given to different taste buds in India. That is a brand story that they're creating. So this is where the brand
Interesting.
comes.
So this brings to a very, very interesting summary. Know your product, know your market, choose a vehicle, learn how to communicate, and brand it accordingly.
Yeah, as I call it, brand it like Beckham, not Bennett like Beckham, brand it like
Brand it
Beckham.
like that.
Yeah.
Brand it like that. I have a couple of more which probably not connected to the brand story. Why don't you tell me something about your book to my viewers?
Back on the break.
Absolutely, they're all waiting to hear from you.
So